All right, thank you very much. Hello, everybody. It's your good friend Pozzible here, and I'm back in action with another look at another movie to review. And this one came out somewhat recently. This one follows through back with the Marvel DC Secret Wars that I've been talking about these past few days. When it comes to the Marvel DC Secret Wars, it's really no secret. These guys are out there, they're trying to make these awesome shows. They just don't get the respect that they really deserve for two reasons. Number one, they're really meant for the fans, the diehard fans, people who already understand who's who and what's what. They don't feel a need to fill us in on all the details like before. But the other thing about them is that they're cartoons, and I think that's the biggest mistake. Just because they're animated, they don't get the respect they deserve. Live action movies, people can't wait to see them. Make them a cartoon, people all of a sudden think it's for kids. That's the way it's handled in America. Obviously in Japan with anime, it's a little different story. But here in America, we still get our good old-fashioned Marvel DC Secret Wars. And today, we go back to DC with the son of Batman. You can just imagine how they would describe this one. The whole fashion, Batman has faced many challenges in his life, but now he famous his greatest challenge, fatherhood. That's right. Batman is actually a father. Damian, the son of Batman, is also the son of Talia, who at one point put a date rape jug in Batman's wine, and she had her way with him just to get herself pregnant. And of course, this happened a long time ago. Now, one thing that gets me about this is that when Batman brings it up, it's not like it happened last week or last year. Damian is obviously a lot older than that. I believe he's 8 years old. I think they made him 13 years old. I can't really remember. I just saw it too. It's funny. But I had to return it to Netflix, so I don't have it anymore. But the point is this. He's still just a kid, but he's obviously very skilled because he was raised by Ra's al Ghul, or Ra's al Ghul. He was raised by his grandfather, Al Ghul, and trained to be an assassin. Now, this creates a very different story for Batman. What's interesting is the artwork, of course, because Damian looks like a younger version of Bruce, like he's supposed to. It's his son. That said, Damian was raised very differently than Bruce. Damian was raised by the League of Assassins. He was raised not just to be rich, but he was raised to be powerful, to believe that he could control everything. Whereas Bruce was raised to be a little bit more humble. Yes, we have riches, Bruce, but we need to remember the little people and stuff like that. Whereas Damian was raised to learn how to control things. So there's kind of a madness to him. The one thing that gets me about this show was that they made Damian very unlikable. And I think that's on purpose after a while. But you would hope there'd be some sort of a turning point. There kind of is. I mean, they do make it out that Damian's just this genius kid who is power hungry and, in this movie, revenge hungry. I'm going to avoid spoilers in this movie because I think you should see it. It's definitely a worthy movie. But now, after being raised in one setting, he's got to be raised in a different setting. And of course, Bruce has got to take on the challenge of being his father now. The one thing that also got me about this movie was the fact that nobody was surprised. This happened. He comes out. They announce that, Bruce needs to take care of Damian for a while. That Damian is his son. And everyone is just like, oh, sure, fine, no problem. It's all good. The adventure. Now, the other thing I will say, a positive to this movie, is that the fight scenes are top notch. In comparison to what I can't really stand Superman fight scenes because he gets pummeled, he pummels a person, and, at any time, a person would have gone down after all those shots that they've either taken from one side or the other. And those fights will go on forever. Whereas these have more variety to them. They got to use the gadgets, they got to jump around, they got to use their environment and everything, and use, what they got. So it's a little bit more. And the last fight scene in this movie is epic. I'm just going to leave it at that. Though it is kind of interesting, the setting, like how it all works out and everything. So, Son of Batman, if you haven't seen it yet, like I said, all of these movies are, in my opinion, so a cut above the live-action versions. I think even non-fans would enjoy it. Once you get past the idea that it's cartoons, they're really fun to watch and everything. And so, it's definitely a see it. All right, guys, that's it for me for today. We'll see you at the theaters.